Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your body isn't what it used to be. You feel weaker, more tired. You forget simple things. Your heart races for no reason. You tell yourself, it's just old age, and try to brush it off. But what if I told you that 90% of deaths after 70 aren't just about getting old? There are 5 specific preventable killers that are silently attacking your body right now. And the scariest part? Most people don't even realize it until it's too late. Think about this. What if your heart suddenly stopped while you were sleeping, and no one was there to help? What if you lost your mind piece by piece, forgetting your loved ones' names until you were just a shell of yourself? What if you suffered a fall and became bedridden, left to spend your final days in pain and isolation? This is the brutal reality facing millions of people over 70. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be this way. These 5 deadly threats are not only preventable, they're manageable. You just need to know what they are and how to fight them. This is not about aging gracefully. This is about survival. And it starts right now. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for people over 70. And the scariest part is that most victims don't even know they have it. It's not always the dramatic chest-clutching scene you see in movies. In fact, most heart attacks in older adults are silent, meaning they strike without any obvious warning signs. After 70, the heart becomes more vulnerable due to natural aging processes. Arteries harden, making it harder for blood to flow freely. The heart muscle itself weakens, struggling to pump efficiently. Over time, plaque builds up in the arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis, which restricts blood flow and increases the risk of a heart attack or stroke. This process can begin decades earlier, but it becomes deadly once the heart is under increased stress from aging. The most terrifying aspect of heart disease is how subtle it can be. Many older adults experience fatigue, shortness of breath, or mild chest discomfort and assume it's just getting older. But these are often early warning signs of an impending heart attack or heart failure. Ignoring them can lead to sudden cardiac arrest, which has a survival rate of less than 10% outside of a hospital. A study showed that over 50% of heart attack victims over 70 had no idea they had heart disease. The truth is, your doctor might not even warn you unless you push for specific tests like an EKG, stress test, and cholesterol screening. How to protect yourself. Monitor your blood pressure. Aim for 120/80 or lower. Avoid processed foods high in sodium and trans fats. They raise cholesterol and harden arteries. Engage in light cardio, like walking or swimming, 4 to 5 times a week. Regular exercise reduces heart disease risk by up to 30%. Take heart-healthy supplements like CoQ10 and magnesium. They improve heart muscle function. Get regular screenings for cholesterol and inflammation markers. Early detection can prevent a heart attack. Real story. Margaret was 72 and felt fine, just a bit tired and lightheaded sometimes. She brushed it off until one evening she collapsed at the dinner table. The doctors said it was a silent heart attack. Her arteries were over 90% blocked. If she had monitored her cholesterol and blood pressure more closely, she might have avoided the attack entirely. Heart disease isn't an overnight killer. It's a slow, creeping threat that strikes when you least expect it. The good news is, you have more control than you think, but only if you act now. Tag. 2. Stroke. It can steal your ability to speak or walk in seconds. You wake up feeling fine, and then suddenly, you can't speak. One side of your face droops. Your arm feels numb. That's a stroke, and it's the second most common cause of death after 70. A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is interrupted. Brain cells begin to die within minutes. The damage is often permanent. if you survive at all. Why it's deadly. A blood clot or burst blood vessel cuts off oxygen to the brain. Brain cells die quickly, causing permanent damage to speech, memory, and movement. 1 in 4 strokes are fatal. The others often leave victims disabled or mentally impaired. How to protect yourself. Monitor your blood pressure. High blood pressure is the #1 cause of strokes. Take aspirin if your doctor recommends it. It prevents clots from forming. Stay hydrated. Dehydration thickens the blood and increases stroke risk. Exercise your brain. Learning new skills and puzzles strengthens neural connections. Shocking fact: 80% of strokes are preventable, but most people over 70 never check their blood pressure. 3. Cancer. The disease that creeps in without warning. Cancer becomes more aggressive with age. After 70, your body's ability to fight off abnormal cell growth weakens. And the worst part? Many cancers remain hidden until they've already spread. Common cancers in older adults: lung cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, colorectal cancer. Why it's deadly. Cancerous cells grow uncontrollably and spread to other organs. By the time symptoms appear, the cancer is often at stage 3 or 4. Chemotherapy and radiation are less effective in older bodies. How to protect yourself. Get regular screenings. Early detection increases survival rates by over 50%. Stop smoking. Even after 70, quitting reduces lung cancer risk by half. Eat a diet rich in antioxidants. Berries, leafy greens, and cruciferous vegetables fight cancer cells. Avoid processed meats. They are linked to higher rates of colon cancer. Shocking fact: over 70% of lung cancer cases in older adults are diagnosed in the late stages, when survival is unlikely. 4. Falls. The quickest way to lose your independence and your life. It's not just a fall, it's what happens afterward. A broken hip, a concussion, a head injury, and suddenly you're stuck in bed, unable to care for yourself. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death after 70. 1 in 4 older adults fall each year. 30% of them suffer serious injuries, like broken bones or traumatic brain injuries. 25% of those who suffer a serious fall die within a year. Why it's deadly. Falls often lead to long-term immobility, causing muscle loss and internal organ failure. Hip fractures are particularly deadly. Over 30% of hip fracture patients die within 6 months. Once you're bedridden, pneumonia, infections, and muscle atrophy quickly set in. How to protect yourself. Strengthen your balance. Yoga, Tai Chi, and strength training reduce fall risk. Remove tripping hazards. Loose rugs and uneven flooring are death traps. Install grab bars and railings in bathrooms and stairways. Wear non-slip shoes. Balance starts with proper footwear. Shocking fact: after a hip fracture, only 50% of seniors regain full mobility. 5. Dementia. When your mind becomes your prison. What if you couldn't recognize your own children? What if you forgot how to dress yourself or even swallow food? This is the terrifying reality of dementia, and it's rapidly becoming one of the top causes of death among seniors. Dementia is not just memory loss, it's a complete breakdown of brain function. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form. Over 50% of adults over 85 have some form of dementia. Once brain cells are lost, they can't be replaced. Why it's deadly. Dementia destroys the brain's ability to control the body. Patients often lose the ability to eat, walk, or swallow. Pneumonia, malnutrition, and infections are common causes of death in late-stage dementia. How to protect yourself. Stay mentally active. Puzzles, reading, and learning new skills. Keep the brain sharp. Exercise. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain. Eat brain-healthy foods. Salmon, nuts, berries, and leafy greens reduce inflammation. Control blood sugar levels. Diabetes increases dementia risk. Shocking fact: people with dementia are 4 times more likely to die from pneumonia and malnutrition. If you're over 70 or approaching it, you need to take action now. These 5 killers are not inevitable. They are preventable, but only if you make changes today. This isn't about living longer. It's about living better. Imagine a future where you're not in a wheelchair, not hooked up to machines, not forgotten in a nursing home. You have the power to change your future. The question is, will you take it?